Sam Schmidt. We've never met before, and I have to tell you that it's an honor. You have the knack to inspire people, and you've not only inspired me, but you've inspired a lot of other people out there whose lives are lived in blocks of hope. And obviously, the Sam Schmidt Paralysis Foundation has become a big player in the foundation industry, but particularly in spinal cord injury and spinal cord research. You and I both come from racing families. We know what the dangers are. We know what the consequences can be. We don't think about them as it's going along. But the one thing that has intrigued me the most is that how did you handle what happened to you when it happened to you? Were you bitter? Did you go through what people call the typical process?
I think initially I was delusional. I was hurt January 6, 2000 in Orlando, and I think one of God's blessings is that he just took me out of the picture. I don't remember that day. I don't remember probably the better part of the next week. My wife even went so far as to say that 3 or 4 days into ICU, I said, "It's no big deal. I'll be ready for the Indy 500 in May," which of course was laughable at the time. They told her to find me a nursing home. I'd be on a vent the rest of my life. But everybody draws inspiration from different places, and one of my main driving forces is my father. And
yes,
as they say, the nut doesn't fall far from the tree. He began racing at a young age, was a drag racer, then a dirt modified racer, and then a off-road racer in Southern California. And 1974, he was hit by a chase vehicle coming backwards on the course down in Mexico. And it was more of a neurological type of disorder, blood clot in his brain like Mark Donahue. Exactly. And but he came through it. They said he'd never walk or talk again, and I watched him at 10 years old. I watched him go through 2 years of outpatient therapy, 5 days a week, and now he walks fine, and he never regained use of his right arm. But that always kind of taught me that don't always listen to the doctors. So when they diagnosed my situation, I almost felt like I didn't have a choice but to give it my all and see the rehabilitation process through, try and recover as much as I could. And sure enough, I mean, they had me off the ventilator, 6 weeks later, and I was fortunate to have, really good care and really good insurance.
Were you bitter at all, or did you just not have time to be bitter?
No, I mean, it's hard now to separate some of those thoughts 9 years later over the immediate thoughts. I've always, been very fortunate to have a very supportive family, yes. And they packed up and moved to St. Louis to be a part of the process. That's one layer of support system. My faith is another. But, I couldn't let them down. I couldn't not try my hardest. And, that's probably the hardest thing, is that it has always been my dream to compete at the Indy 500, but it hasn't been my parents or my wife or my kids. And so I couldn't sit there and feel sorry for myself because I was doing what I loved. And I couldn't not give it 120% to try and fix the problem because, it wasn't their dream. And then I think as things evolved in the hospital, I was in there with 20 other people with a spinal cord injury. And, these people got hurt in crazy, stupid ways that, everything from gunshot wounds to drunk drivers to, diving in the backyard pool. I mean, and I think honestly, I would be more bitter if it were a situation like that.
It hadn't been your choice.
Yeah, I'm unique in the sense that I was pursuing my dream and living my dream when I was injured.